Hi ladies and gents, Lee here with another video just to preview to tomorrow's big derby game against Newcastle. This is the first meeting between the two sides since 2015. The last Newcastle win in a derby was in 2011 thanks to a Ryan Taylor free kick. Since then they have not beat Sunderland since. Few draws in between, but it's been mostly covered by Sunderland wins, the most famous 6 in a row, stretching from Canio all the way to Allardyce. There's no pressure on Sunderland at all whatsoever. There's no pressure on them whatsoever. All the pressure's on Newcastle. In my opinion, it's their biggest game of the season. They need to win this game of football. Newcastle have to go out there and win. We don't. All we've got to go out there and do is go out there, perform, play well, put on a show for the Sunderland supporters, and the Sunderland supporters will appreciate that. When the draw was made, Newcastle were still in the Champions League. They were still in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and they were in the top 4. And now they've dropped like a stone. They're out of the Champions League, out of the Carabao Cup, and now they've only won 1 in the last 8 games. And that was against a 10-man Fulham, a 3-0 win at home. Last time out, when I watched Newcastle against Liverpool, they were cut open very, very easy. And look, we're not Liverpool. I understand we're not Liverpool. We haven't got Mo Salah and Dani Ceballos and Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz and all that. But we honestly can go out there and give them a good game on Saturday. They can give them a really, really good game on Saturday. We have a young, exciting squad who have aspirations to go out there and play in the Premier League, and it's a chance to go out there and express themselves against the top side. Let's not beat around the bush here. They are a top side. They are a top side. When the draw was made, if you look at all the 4 teams that win the Champions League, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United and Newcastle, if there was the other 3, obviously, they're a good side, they're a top side. But now we look at the 2 teams you would want to play as Man United and Newcastle. That's in any team in the top 7 or 8 in the Premier League, never mind the top, the Champions League teams. So I honestly think we can go out there and give them a good game. Let's hope the atmosphere is good. Forget all the bullshit and bollocks that went on yesterday. I'm not going to get into that. If you follow us on Twitter or anything, you'll see my opinions on that yesterday. It was an absolute fucking joke, and you don't, we'll put a line under it. They took them all down. Let's concentrate on the game. Let's give the lads our full support. Then we'll revisit this afterwards. If Michael Beale takes the game tomorrow, he'll be the 12th Sunderland head coach manager in my time watching Sunderland that I've took charge of a Sunderland versus Newcastle game. You got managers like Peter Reid, Mick McCarthy, Kevin Ball, Roy Keane, Ricky Sprazier, Steve Bruce, Martin O'Neill, Paulo Di Canio, Gus Poyet, Dick Advocat and Sam Allardyce, and I'm missing one somewhere. We'll come back to us. But he is the 12th. He is the 12th one I've got down. Doesn't matter. But insane, he's had a lot of people on his back. A lot of people that are on his back. But this is a chance to go out there and rectify all that. He's had a good, decent run. 7 points out the last 9 out of that diabolical performance against Coventry. But he has got an opportunity to go out there and literally get everybody on his side if we go and beat them tomorrow. Which isn't out the realms of possibility, by the way. We're not going to go out there and we're playing Real Madrid or Barcelona. It's in the realms of possible. We can go out there and win. You look at all the Geordies on the socials. They are shitting themselves. Absolutely shitting themselves. If any other team in the FA Cup, they do not want to play it at Sunderland. As I said, it's their biggest game of the season. There's already rumours about Eddie Howe being under pressure and getting sacked. If he goes out there, and even if we take him just back to St James's Park in a replay, the pressure's going to mount on him. They need to win this game of football tomorrow. Sunderland, there's no pressure on them. There's no pressure. It's the one time in my whole entire lifespan supporting Sunderland that I am not nervous for a derby, because there's nothing to lose from a Sunderland point of view. We've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And we've never had that in a derby game. All the derby games have been massively important. I'm not saying this one isn't. What I'm saying is just no pressure on us whatsoever. And I think, honestly, you'll see the likes of Dre Hume, Dan Ballard, Pierre Edouard, Dan Neil, Jack Clark. All these players will just thrive tomorrow because they're getting linked to Premier League clubs. And if they have aspirations to go and play in the Premier League and want to go to the very, very top level, it's the perfect opportunity to show the world how good of footballers they are. The whole world's going to be watching them. It's on the telly. The whole world's talking about the game. The whole world's going to be watching the game. It's a chance to go out there and express themselves. And I honestly think we'll go out there and give them a hell of a game. I'll come to my prediction later on. Not that it matters, but there's a few players that have played for both teams who look like ones that stick out for me are Patrick Van Aanholt, Titus Bramlow played for Sunderland, Michael Bridges, who was my son. I know everyone loved Kevin Phillips, but Michael Bridges was my Sunderland hero growing up. But he played for Newcastle. Stephen Caldwell played for Sunderland against Newcastle in that 4-1 drubbing back in 2006. Jack Hobart, Michael Chopra, Lee Clark, Andy Cole, Shea Given, Key, Darryl Murphy, Manquillo, Danny Rose. They're the ones that stand out for me, but there's a long, long list of players who played for both clubs. I would go with the same team tomorrow, even if Patrick Roberts is fit. If Patrick Roberts is fit, I just keep the same team, then get Patrick Roberts on when Newcastle's legs will tire, because they will. They've got a long injury list and they haven't got many options off the bench. They will tire. And you look at the weaknesses from Newcastle. You've got Dan Burns at left back. I think I'd shift Clark across a few times and just get run at him, get Roos and run at him. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of Sean Longstaff. Not a huge fan of Sean Longstaff, but I think he could be a weakness you could look at. Obviously, I know Martin Dubravka had a really, really good game the other night, but again, he's hot and cold. Then you look at the players who could cause us trouble. You look like of Alexander Isaac, Bruno Guimaraes, and you've got Kieran Trippier, obviously. You've got Anthony Gordon. As I say, they are a good side. They are a good side, but I think we'll be all right tomorrow. I've been going backwards and forwards all week. And I was going to sit on the fence with my prediction, but I'm not. I'm going to see a 2-1 Sunderland win. Sunderland will score early. Newcastle will get an equaliser, and I think we'll go and win it with about 15 minutes to go or something like that. Not be surprised at all if someone out of the blue goes and scores. They always do against Newcastle. Look at Billy Jones scored against Newcastle. Patrice Carteron scored against Newcastle. You know what I mean? There's always one that comes out of the blue and scores against Newcastle. And to be fair, I won't be surprised if it's Mason Burstow. You know what I mean? They kind of hit the barn door in the Championship. I'll not be surprised if he goes and scores past them tomorrow. Hope you've liked the video. If you have, leave a like, subscribe if you want. It's free. But again, you don't have to. It's entirely your choice. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Let's get at these tomorrow. I know I normally say how we're the lads, but fuck the Mags.